Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Vapor Sports. We are trying out, this is our second episode of trying out this new format. So today we're just going to be talking about a couple Week 8 games and giving our thoughts on the past week. No predictions, no power rankings. That's going to come Thursday or Friday. That's how we're going to be trying to do it because the super long videos were really kind of hard to edit and upload all in one chunk. So I think this will help us out. But let's jump right into it. Let's start out with the game last night. I think it was the Buccaneers at the Giants. And I was at work for about the first half and then half of the third quarter. So when I got back, I was like, holy shit, the Bucs are down. What the hell? And then of course, Tom Brady comes back, and I don't think it was like a huge surprise by any means. I don't think anyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it," because it is the Giants at the end of the day. And I gotta say, Daniel Jones, I think everyone knew he was talented, but he can make some really insane throws. Um, and of course, the mistakes kind of really just make those great plays just look not even close to as good as they are. But he can make some really insane throws. So you got to give credit where credit is due. Um, yeah. So anything you noticed from the game? Um, I think that was a pretty nice drive the Giants had, and then they just couldn't get the 2-point conversion, unfortunately. So
Yeah, I mean, for the Bucks, it was more about kind of just pulling away from the Giants because this game was really close for most of the night.
right,
The Bucks didn't really have like any standout players other than really Mike Evans. He had 5 catches for 55 yards as well as a touchdown. I guess the one thing I was going to comment about was that kind of the end of the game where they picked up the PI call. A lot of fans will talk about that for a bit, but I didn't really think it was pass interference. So that's all I gotta say.
right. Yeah, I think I think it's just I don't think the Giants did like necessarily super well. I think I mean the Buccaneers definitely had an off day in terms of obviously their offensive performance in the first half, and then of course it's not that hard when you have a young quarterback that makes a lot of mistakes on defense, and that just goes for when you're playing most young quarterbacks, unless it's Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, I think the Giants are still the Giants. I don't think there's anything. I don't think you should be too alarmed about the Bucs, and I don't think you should be too enthusiastic about the Giants. I just think every you know, football is about people. It's not whoever has the better record wins. I was talking about this earlier this week with another friend. It's not about the record. It's about the matchups. It's about the people and who makes the most plays. And on any given day, it can be any team. It's just some teams make more plays. And of course, that was the Bucs. They didn't make as many plays as some people expected. Daniel Jones played pretty well, and I think that's why it ended up being pretty close. So I'm sure there may be a few sports betting people out there who maybe lost a bit of money on the spread. But as far as the future of both these teams, I don't think it's any different from what it was coming in. But it was a close game, way more close than anyone really thought, so you can't ask for much more than that on a primetime game. All right, let's get moving on to the Ravens and the Steelers, or Steelers at Ravens. Um so before we start, I will say I was actually at the Chargers at Broncos game at Empower Field in Mile High this weekend, and I was planning on vlogging it. That's what I was referring to in the last episode. Unfortunately, uh I didn't really get enough footage that I think I can put together a complete vlog. It would kind of just be getting there and then like maybe like the first quarter, but I didn't really film my reactions as much as I should have, which I'm regretting now, of course. So I probably won't be coming out with that. But I remember getting to the stadium. You know, there was a mix-up with the tickets, but we got in, and I was looking at the scores on the Supertron, and the Steelers were down, and I was like, oh boy. I mean, we knew the Ravens were good, but I think what it came down to was really some red zone turnovers from Lamar Jackson that really helped the Steelers get over the hump. and I think it was a really solid win for the Steelers. And I wouldn't say we like learned anything new about the Steelers necessarily, but I will say that, you know, they can play solid defense, but they're also have the ability to bend and not break, which is really important against good teams, because you're not always going to play an easy team that you can just hold the 50 rushing yards and 150 pass yards. Sometimes you do play a good team, and you just need to be able to play good red zone defense, force some turnovers, and that you can't ask for much more than that. What did you notice from the game?
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, this game was really a tale of two halves. I mean, I remember the first half. Ben Roethlisberger only had 42 passing yards in that first half. In the second half, they were able to score 21 of their 28 points. Again, in the first half, they had that pick six by Robert Spillane, and he actually happens to be the backup for Devin Bush, who is out for the season. So he had that pick six, but that
Right.
was the only points they scored in that first half. I guess you could say, it was a good rally. It was just more the Ravens had many chances to take away the lead. They ended up turning the ball over. Lamar Jackson, I believe, had a few crucial interceptions. And I mean, the Steelers didn't play a great game, but it was just more, I think the Ravens played kind of mediocre towards the end. And really, that's why it was so fun to watch, is because both teams were kind of duking it out. So I'm
Yeah.
happy the Steelers are undefeated.
Yeah, it's too bad I didn't actually catch the full game, but obviously if you want to go to a football game, you'll trade it out. But yeah, I think it's a similar thing that I'll say with the Broncos coming up, but it is really about the full game. Can you play the full game? Can you not worry about the last play and just move on to the next? And that's really important not only for a young team, but really just for a team that is trying to make a deep run like the Steelers clearly are. I think I think this is a far better learning experience for them than if they blew the Ravens out. And I think this is far more valuable than that. So I would feel extremely confident as a Steelers fan, and I'm pulling for the Steelers this year, just because I believe that they have the best chance at beating a Chiefs team that is hot in the playoffs, of course. Like I say, I've said this a couple times, but it's different in the regular season. But down the stretch, it's hard to beat the Chiefs, and I think the Steelers are kind of building towards a team that could pull that off. Let's get to the main attraction, for me at least. The Chargers at the Broncos, and I'm gonna really dive deep into this. So the Broncos started off with a 3-and-out. They punt the ball, and they started off with three consecutive 3-and-outs to start the game. The only reason they had a field goal in that entire first half is because on the Broncos or the Chargers' first possession, Justin Simmons had a nice little interception where he snuck right in front of the deep crossing route, picked it off, ran it back into like the 15-yard line. 3-and-out, they kick a field goal, they're up 3-0. And Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense they're moving the ball somewhat, but they're not looking fantastic. It's 3-0 with like 4 minutes left to go in the second. The Broncos offense is just playing god awful. They had 2 first downs in the first half. They had 4 rushing yards in the first half. And they had like 50, 60 passing yards. And yeah, Justin Herbert does Justin Herbert things. He throws a touchdown with about 4 minutes and a half. Broncos go 3-and-out, or I don't know. They might have gotten I think they go 3-and-out though, and then they just go down and score another touchdown. So it's halftime. The entire crowd is pissed off. The Broncos get booed off the field as they need to head to the locker room, and 7,500 people booing. You could hear it on the television broadcast, and I will say something with the way the Broncos stadium is engineered, and they do this with most stadiums, but obviously, you know, one person sounds like 10 in a stadium that's, designed just to be that way. So, lots of booing going in the locker room. We go out, we get our food. I'm like, hey, let's just enjoy our food. We might end up leaving early and doing something else that's actually worth our time. Then watching the Broncos struggle. And the struggles continued at the beginning of the third quarter. The Chargers got the ball. They scored a touchdown. It's 21-3. Broncos, they might have gone 3 and out. They may have gotten a first down, but they don't go very far. Chargers go down, kick a field goal, 24-3, with like 5 minutes left in the third, I want to say. And then the Broncos get a nice 3rd and 8 conversion. They hand it off to Phillip Lindsay, and Phillip Lindsay, the Colorado kid, busts one for 55 yards. And I'm going to be honest, I was enjoying my hot dog, my pretzel. I was digging in. I didn't care about what's going on at the field at this point. And then, boom, Phillip Lindsay I look up. He runs into a hole, looks like he's about to get tackled. He just slithers through, and boom, he's gone. 55 yards. And they're back in the game. And I told my friend before that drive, if they don't score a touchdown here, we're going to leave. Well, they scored a touchdown. Let's see. And then I don't think I think the Broncos, no, the Chargers scored another field goal. So it was 27-10, 17-point game, 3-score game. And then Drew Lock, they go down the field, throws a nice touchdown. They're calling it, a lot of people are saying it's incomplete, but as we learned, 1 cheek, 2 feet, that's a touchdown. Albert Okwuegbunam gets his first touchdown of his young rookie career. Good for him. He dropped 2 touchdown passes in the Patriots game, so it's good to see him get that. It was a very nice catch if you look at the highlights. It's quite impressive for a tight end. And then the Broncos score another touchdown next drive. Drew Lock, they're giving him more time now. Joey Bosa's out at this point. Deshaun Hamilton, touchdown. And now the crowd and everyone at home is thinking, wow, they're really in this. This is really a game. And the Chargers go down and they score a field goal. Broncos have a timeout, 1 timeout to get down the field. It's under the 2-minute warning. And they go down. They take their time. My friend was worried. He's like, they're not going fast enough. I'm like, no. Listen, if you get a 2-yard gain and get out of bounds on first down, that's a win. That's a win in that case. They go down. They take their time. Melvin Gordon has a beautiful one-handed catch, and he barely reaches over for a first down. And then on 4th down, they toss it up to the end zone. They get a pass interference call. Chargers fans saying, no, it's not pass interference. It's pass interference. His entire body was touching his body way before the ball got there. So you can make your argument, but that's textbook pass interference. And then the next play, Drew Lock rolls out. Looks like he's going to get tackled. KJ Hamler's covered. Everything's covered. And then, boom, makes a little move inside. Does a little dip to KJ Hamler. KJ Hamler, once again, 1 cheek, 2 feet. Touchdown. Broncos get the walk-off. Biggest comeback for the Broncos since 2012, and that's only the 5th time they've come back from a 21-point or more deficit. So I'm really happy personally that I went to that game. And I know I just tried to explain that whole thing, and you might be like, boy, how did that happen? So I'm going to call on my one of my favorite creators, Brandon Perna of That's Good Sports, who put together a wonderful montage, and I'm going to show it right now, and you're going to love it. All right, now.
My friends and I will talk like every other day, shaking the park where all the boys are riding skateboards. They look so hot, they look so cool. Everyone is around, and that's when I saw that someone knew not from around. You see on holiday, or will he stick around? He looks so hot, he looks so cool. Hope to see him in school, and now he walked up right to me, and my knees got weak and I just had to leave. It was weird, I'm so shy. You always make me blush so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town. I'm dreaming of a kiss from you and hoping it will all be true. But this is my imagination, and it's really I'm a girl in love.
You're the hottest boy in town.
I'm dreaming of a kiss from you and hoping it will all be true. But this is my imagination and it's real to me. I'm a girl in love. I'm a girl in love. I'm a girl in love. You always make me laugh so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I'll drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town. I'm dreaming of a kiss from you and hoping it will all be true. But this is my imagination and it's real to me. You always make me laugh so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town. I'm dreaming of a kiss from you.
Did you like it? Was it great? Was it awesome? Was it an amazing comeback? Yes, it was. It was beautiful. And it's funny how in about 18 minutes, the entire course of one season can change from they're going to be sellers at the trade deadline, they're going to be trying to get a high draft pick, to they're a few games back from the wild card. They might be buyers at the trade deadline. Von Miller said that he's hoping to be back in 3 to 4 weeks, which means he could play the last 4 to 5 games of the season, which would be massive for a Broncos pass rush that's already looked pretty good this year. So, just so happy for the Broncos. I'm happy for Drew Lock throwing 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns, which that is the first time a Bronco has done that since, well, Peyton Manning in 2013 or 2012. So, yeah. Wow, I'm really happy I didn't leave that game. It was something else, man. The energy, just 7,500 fans is enough. The energy was something else there, man. And it's really cool that the Steelers and the Broncos both had some pretty nice comebacks. And then Justin Herbert, I want to mention, looked quite well. He looked good. He threw for 280-ish yards, I want to say, 3 touchdowns. The only thing that is the red zone interception to Bryce Callahan, which really kept the Broncos in the game, because even a field goal there really kind of ends that game. So I didn't think Drew Lock would have less interceptions than Justin Herbert in that game, but hey, you never know. So thanks for watching, guys. Or actually, before we go, I don't know, did you watch the highlights for the game? Do you have anything you want to throw in?
Broncos game. I guess the only thing I was going to say is that I found this stat kind of interesting. The Chargers are the first team in NFL history to blow consecutive leads of 16 points. Blow leads of 16 points in more than 4 consecutive games. So,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. They really had the chance to win this game. Didn't end up doing it. Credit to the Broncos. KJ Hamler, rookie as well, got his, good win.
Yeah, he got a walk-off touchdown. His first ever touchdown catch in the NFL was a walk-off, and it was a nice catch. It was a nice catch. So
I was also going to say, if McManus missed that field goal, the extra point at the end, that would be like, oh, God.
Nah, McManus couldn't miss. And then there's a bit of fighting at the end, too. I mean, I would be pretty.
Too.
I would not be very happy if I was a Chargers player as well. So, yeah, truly something else. This was a pretty crazy week in the NFL for sure. Did you even watch Sunday Night Football? I didn't watch Sunday Night Football. I wasn't gonna watch that bullshit.
But I know, I remember watching. I kind of watched the end. I saw Danucci and Danucci. I saw he was playing fine. Couldn't get it done against the Eagles though. But
yeah,
like I said before, the NFC East is just a whole different division.
A league of their own, my friend.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if this format works better for you guys. I think it's going to work better for me. I think it's going to be better for the channel to have these shorter videos with the different things in them. I'm sorry I couldn't do that vlog. I think it would have been really interesting, and unfortunately, I'm not the vlogger type who just has a camera on all the time. So anyways, like the video, subscribe, check out the Discord if you want. We got gaming, and I'm hoping to throw some sports in there if we can get some people from this channel in there. So yeah, leave a comment below. What do you like better? You like this format? Is there anything you want us to talk about? Something different you want us to do later in the year? Maybe like some sports betting stuff. And most of all, subscribe. All right. Um, we're hoping to get this channel, you know, lifted up. Maybe next season we can have a good following. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.